name is Temi Emmanuel Michel. Temi, I can see my name here, so you have a copy of it. Yeah, but my name is Temi Emmanuel Michel. I'm a professor of meteorology and climate science, and I'm the 4th substantive vice chancellor of this great university. The 4th substantive vice chancellor.
Sir, how far has it been? 9th convocation ceremony. How far has it been?
Yeah, we have come a long way. I'm sure this is the highest number of graduates we have ever produced. We produced 1,500 graduates, and the university was established in 2008. And we have our dark history, but we are doing very, very well. These are working despite all odds. So it's a success story. I'm sure you had my convocation speech. So we have our ups and downs, but by and large, it has been a success story.
And what is the secret behind those success stories?
Yeah, we have good vision, good governance, and we'll be able to manage our resources, block leakages, because part of the challenges here has to do with finance. But I discovered that despite the little we have, there were leakages before now, and we have succeeded in blocking the leakages. That is why we are able to pay salaries, we are able to pay the outstanding allowances, promotion. If you had listened to me, I talked to the governor. I said this is the best well-managed state university in the state. No way any staff. I pay salary every 25th. If you go to Abuja, they have over 25,000 students. They can't pay salary. They can't even pay December. They can't pay they charge over 2 million for school fees in the University of Medical Science. They can't meet up. So, but here, God was able to grant me that wisdom. I discovered that the problem here was leakages. And that's what is happening in other universities too, which they have not been able to block. I have just 8,005 last year. I made 5,000. We increased it to gradually to 8,005 last year. 12,000 now, from 5,000 to 12,000. And by grace of God, we all, despite the fact that they even increase salaries, we implement, we pay. Because the secret is that once you block leakages, you'll be able to save money to run the system. There are leakages in the system. Even in other universities, there are leakages. We understand where the leakages are. And as soon as we block it, we were able to have enough money to run our system. That's the secret. And we're able to pay lecturers, we stabilize the academic calendar, they don't go on strike, prioritize our staff welfare, student welfare. So in the last 4 or 5 years now, no strike. Before now, every 4 months, 5 months, they cannot learn for 6 months without strikes. That's how we stabilize the system, and we're able to gain public confidence. Nobody wants to come to this university before now. The enrollment, the quota for the university was 1,006. The university never admitted 1,000 in any admission year. But this year we admitted 4,005. Last year, 3,000. And in 2023 or 24, we had 1,006. We broke the genes in 2023. So we'll be able to build public confidence. That's why I say good governance. That's the first thing.
Yeah, thank you very much. We had an interview with some parents here today, and they told us they are quite satisfied with this university, that they even like to introduce this university to some of their parents, friends, and all that. But do you agree with me, Fizzy, that this is a state university? What has been the government of Oaustech support in this university?
Well, let me start by saying that we have to thank the state governor, starting with the late Akeredolu. He did very well because he ensured that this university is a beneficiary of TETFund. So we have 3 universities, and TETFund does not take maximum of 2. So he enrolled this university and all other universities. So since we had TETFund intervention, the infrastructural facilities has been increasing. And we also have to thank the present governor He ensures that we get our subvention, although it's not much, it's not much, but it comes regularly. Yes, and that's why we now augment with our student fees. We're able to capture. No student can write exam or get result without going through our portal. We have an e-payment system. We ensure that nobody collects money through card, and we do not process any student result without going through that portal. No shortcuts. And with that, if we say we have 12,000 students, we get all the money of the 12,000 students. And with that, yes. Unlike some other universities, they will tell you have 25,000 students, only 10,000 paid. The rest did not pay. It's a lie. They must look for the money of the remaining one. If they're able to get it, they will not have problem.
So people have come.
All right. Here, by the time you left this university.
Yes. One of the legacies I'm leaving behind is that I've been able to change the narrative in terms of moving this university from the cycle of uncertainty in funding. The funding problem in this university, I've take them away from that cycle of uncertainty, and I'll put them on a pedestal. I've given them a model. We have a portal that is working. If they compromise it, the staff will write, they will ramp it because they know that it is working. So if somebody comes around and say he wants to tamper with our portal, it cannot work. Then two, for the first time when I came on board, we developed a 10-year strategic plan for the university. We know where this university is going to in the next 10 years. We know what we need to do, and we know how much it will cost, and how do we get there. So we have a 10-year strategic plan for the university.
Wow.
That's a legacy, and that's the first strategic plan, like a roadmap to development. Then apart from that, we look at the condition of service of the university, staff. I set up a panel when I first came to overhaul it, and we have succeeded in changing the promotion guideline so that professors who are made from here should be able to compete with professors from Ibadan, another one. Change their promotion guidelines, change their condition of service in line with other universities. And then I made 3 faculties here: School of Science, School of Agric, and School of Engineering. Today we have 7.
Wow.
So these are my legacies. School of Management Science is my legacy. I brought it on board. They are graduating next year. The School of Nursing and Allied Health Sciences, I brought them. The School of ICT, the School of Health Sciences, Geology, I started it. Even Petroleum and Gas Engineering, we started it. And before I leave, I'm going to start the School of Maritime Transport and Logistics.
Wow.
Because we have an MOU with the Caribbean Maritime University. That's why the president came and delivered the convocation lecture. So we have vision for the university. So my legacy is that we have a roadmap for the university. We have put the university on a trajectory where they understand how not to run bankrupt in terms of funding. And that's, for me, that's the greatest legacy. Yes, whoever is coming doesn't deviate from those. He can build on it, but he cannot go below. People will go on.
Thank you very much. What would be your priority in the education sector?
Yeah, part of the priority would be to put emphasis on skills rather than paper qualification. If you look at overseas, it is skills. You discover that somebody that is driving a truck driver is even paid higher than a professor. Because it takes a lot of skill to move goods and services from Lagos to Maiduguri. So place emphasis on skills. We change the orientation, and even this idea of paying lecturer the same amount of money, we will decentralize payment system such that professors don't have to make the same salary. In Nigeria, professors earn the same salary. We will decentralize it. We will decentralize that collective bargaining or whatever. We ensure that productivity is taken into consideration. There might be a flat rate, but if you're able to attract funding, you should earn 6 separate salaries. You can be a senior lecturer, you can earn more than a professor if you're able to attract funding. Look at what we have today. This university, in terms of research, is lecturer, an associate professor, develop an herbal drug that solves the problem of hypertension, high blood pressure, and even erectile dysfunction. In overseas, that is enough to grant her professorship. That kind of person should be any more than any professor in this university. The system we are running, it's not competitive, and we are not motivating people who are talented. These are the narratives I would like to change. Put emphasis on what can you bring on the table. Salaries should not be the same. We put emphasis on skills. And then our curriculum too, it has to be skill driven rather than emphasis on paper.
Thank you very much.
And also ensure that our education is ICT driven. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Let me say, without sounding modest, our graduates, they are doing very well. Most of our graduates, they get admission for PhD without even go through masters, because we have a mentoring culture here. Yeah, we help them to fill the application, we guide them. Let me say, we guide them, and also submit what they call statement of problem when they are submitting the application. We guide them. We understand what the professors in the Western world, what the kind of thing they are looking at. So we help them to polish it, and eventually, even before they graduate, their final year papers, we ensure that they get 1 or 2 papers published overseas. And we put them in laboratories such that if there are 10 people in a laboratory, all the 10 will be, we ensure that all of them, their names are included in each other's publications, and we ensure that they are published in the best journals. So that when they submit application and include their CV, and the white men, professors discover that they are able to publish 1, 2, 3, 4 in a top journals, they know that they understand how to write, that this one does not require grooming again. That's why they give them admission for PhD funding.
All right, thank you very much for giving us this opportunity. I think